Stand by to launch FanStream Sports.
3, 2, 1. Let's start.
Hello, sports fans. Welcome to FanStream Sports. Nothing but pure sports. This is the JP Show.
JP, it is so good to hear you back on the air.
Stand by. Now, here's JP.
All right, welcome into a Monday edition of the JP Peterson Show. Hope you guys are doing well. We are coming to you live from our Kingmakers studios and brought to you by the new Genesis of Tampa and, of course, OnSiteConstructionFL.com. We have got a lot to get to today because we had a preseason game on the weekend. Lots to get to from that, some recap of that. We had practice today, a couple familiar faces showing up, so we'll get to that. Some interesting comments from our specialist team of Riley Dixon and Chase McLaughlin. And we'll talk some Rays as well. Good morning to you, Nick Geddes from On3 Sports. And congratulations to you. Announced this weekend that you are expecting a baby girl.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Yes. Thank you. Made the announcement official. Had to go. Yeah, I had to put it on social media for it to be official.
Of course, that's what makes it official.
That's how it
Nothing
works.
happens.
But yes, thank you. So good times in my personal life. And obviously this is the best time of the year because it's August. And when the calendar flips to August, in my head, it's fall. I know it's not officially fall, but in my head, it's fall. It doesn't feel like fall outside. I'll tell you that. But
it did this morning.
It did. There was actually a nice little crisp a little bit this morning. But yesterday during the afternoon, it wasn't really there. But no, I mean, this is now like today is probably the first Monday show where I always say like from now until like February, the Monday show almost like writes itself. You know, with football coming back. And full disclosure, I felt like I wasn't like in the football mood yet. And maybe it's because I tried to get into all these other teams playing preseason and I would just watch a little bit of it and then I would turn it off. I was like, I'm not ready for this. But then I sat there and watched the entire Bucs game all the way down to when it showed 0-0-0 on the clock. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. So I think I've decided I just like watching the Bucs play now. I'll watch their backups play, but everyone else, I think I'm good.
I was interested in watching Shedeur Sanders. That interested me. I don't like preseason. I don't watch teams. Right. Although I'll definitely want to keep an eye on what the Falcons are doing and Panthers and laugh at the Saints. That's all fun. But I'll look at players. Like I want to see how Shedeur does. I want to see how the quarterbacks do. The new quarterbacks do. Some of the new players, high draft picks. You want to see that. But other than that, I get it. But man, I'm so excited about this Bucs season. Every time anything they do, and I think the fans are right with me. Anything they do. They want us to talk about it. So we're gonna give you Bucs diarrhea today. We're gonna give you everything we possibly can give you, as we do each and every day. So it's coming at you, and we got some great interviews today. Chase McLaughlin and Riley Dixon talked. Okay, the punter and the kicker, right? It's actually fun. It's really fun. We get a dad joke from Chase McLaughlin coming up, and a good one. It set it up really nicely too. So we'll get to all that stuff. And we'll even talk of some Rays. You actually watch some, and I actually watched some Rays baseball this weekend.
I don't even know what I'm doing. Like, why am I still doing this?
Well, I do it to laugh at Christopher Morel most of the time.
Oh, but, yeah, true.
Other than that,
there's a lot of other reasons you can laugh at it, though.
Between focaccia, bread, Morel, Taylor Walls, Tristan Peters. Good God.
Tristan Gray, don't forget him.
Tristan Gray are Tristans. Like these guys are they're a pair of shoes. They're nothing offensively. They just really there's nothing there. This like watching that lineup and that team against Seattle this weekend is a very stark contrast. The Rays are cooked. They're cooked, and this roster right now with the injuries is bad. It's really bad. It is. It's bad.
You're not wrong. And at least they gave me a reason. I turned it off yesterday, actually, at one point because there was a playoff happening in the golf, and the golf was great. So I was able to watch the end of that. So, there you go.
Yeah. And Junior Caminero, good Lord. God, is he good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody wants to lock him up to a long-term extension, which the new group will do. The new group will do that. There's no question about that. It's just a matter of when and how much. So, the good news is good days, brighter days are ahead for this franchise. Much, much brighter days are ahead for this franchise. So we'll do a little raise a little bit later on because I know you guys are starving for Buccaneers and we'll get it. By the way, let's take care of a little housekeeping. Rick says, so is this 12 to 2 the new time moving forward? No. We're going back to noon to 12 tomorrow. I'm sorry, 10 to 12 tomorrow. Going back to 10 to 12 tomorrow and for the foreseeable future. We will move the show intermittently for some remote broadcasts, but for the most part, we're going to be 10 to 12. And that'll also allow us to get over to Bucs to do interviews during the season. So, yeah, we move back to 10 to 12 tomorrow and for the foreseeable future. So, for all you folks like Yeezy wants the 10 to 12, you got it, brother. And all of you else who we took some votes, and that was the most popular time. So, there we go. Congratulations. You win. And it just gives people more time to listen to the podcast, watch the recording. Gives you got extra 2 hours. We tend to get a lot of breaking news in the 10 to 12 hour too, so we can get right on it. So all that is good stuff, and it gives us time to get out and cover other things and bring it to you on the next day. So all in all, 10 to 12 was the best one, and so that's where we are going. All right, so let's get to Bucs practice today. The latest, Cade Otton was back out there. Looked very good. I think I got a little Cade Otton video here of him catching a pass. Of course I will. There we go. Let's see Cade in action today. Moving pretty good. But of course I picked him. Yeah, that's Josh. Well, Josh Williams was back today. There he is. A little stutter step. And that's he could have got a lot of run the other night. He could have got a lot of run. There's Sean Tucker, who's just the best third down back in the game, in case you didn't know. How good is that cat? He just, every time he gets the ball, it just seems like something positive, and then something really big is going to happen.
Yeah, he's really fun to watch, and that's why Todd Bowles had like a lengthy answer and about I think it was after the game maybe yesterday, about how we got to find a way to get this guy the ball, and it's tough because you have a 1,000-yard runner at Bucky Irving, and you have Rachaad White in a contract year. So how do you sort of divvy it up and make sure that he gets out there just a little bit? But when he gets out there, he makes the most of his playing time. Did I need to see him in the fourth quarter on Saturday? Probably not, but No.
There's Tez Johnson. He was back out there today, and Tez needs to be out there because he's, everybody loves him. He's a great kid, great personality, but you can't make the club in the tub. You got to be out there making plays, and we don't need to see a Buca returning punts.
Oh my
so
gosh.
Tez was back out. Yeah, Tez was back out there today. Yeah, and that's the world. Good. Well, they're down. They're down so many. All right, here's a little Cade, a little 88. A little quick pass there, but he's moving well. He had the hamstring problem, so he's a veteran. He don't need to be out there anyway. So the fact that he's back now is good. Hopefully they took lots of time and all those guys will be back and good. So 3 guys back. That's about all the news we had to. And he did mention Rachaad is day-to-day with his groin injury. It looked bad on TV, and in the game, he kind of heard it. And then he took another rep, which I was not. And I'm sure the coaches were not happy about that. It's very nice that you're trying to push through some pain, but in the preseason, you get a little tweak in your groin, get the hell out of the game, bro.
Yeah. What are we going to do with
that's bad.
These groin and these hamstring injuries for these Buccaneer players have taken their toll in recent years.
Yeah.
And I mean, even like you didn't mention Benjamin Morrison, I guess he still has not returned to practice. He's dealing with a hamstring.
Yeah, and that one seems a little bit more serious.
Yeah, and when it comes to hamstrings, they're always touch and go. Same thing with groin. So to me, that's the only thing that's going to stop the Bucs this year when I look at them is the injuries. And obviously they're already dealing with several high-profile injuries before the season has even started.
Well, and Benjamin Morrison, anytime it happens to a rookie, it just so stunts your growth in the first year. It's just these training camp reps are so absolutely critical. And it just puts you behind the 8 ball in terms of learning the system and being out there getting used to the NFL, because he was having a great camp. And, you just worry a little bit about his hips and surgically repaired hips and how does that work with the hamstring. So, we're counting on Benjamin Morrison to be part of this team and an important part. So he needs to get back. The rest, obviously, Wirfs and Godwin, those guys will be back. you don't really worry about them missing training camp or timing issues or any of that stuff. So it doesn't really bother me with them. Just get back and be healthy and be productive. But, Benjamin Morrison is going to miss out. So David Walker, who was the guy they kind of counted on for depth rushing, obviously he's out for the season with an ACL. Now Benjamin Morrison. So, the injuries are starting to creep up a little bit. They're starting to creep up a little bit. So that's why you got to have depth. So, all right, let's talk a little bit about Saturday night. The number one thing, obviously, for me was Kyle Trask. Who's going to be the backup quarterback? And based on what I've seen in practice and what I saw the other night, to me, it's still very much up in the air. Very much up in the air. I don't think the Bucs go out and get Teddy Bridgewater if they weren't concerned about Kyle Trask. And you could tell from Bowles' comments after the game, they've been concerned about Kyle Trask. And I'll play that here in a little bit. He said basically, he didn't have a great week of practice when the ones were out there. And that's what I told you as soon as I got back from practice. I'm like, he's working with the ones and it's not great. It wasn't terrible, but it should be better in the fifth year. And I think that's the reason why they pulled the trigger on Teddy Bridgewater. And I do think at some point, Teddy Bridgewater is going to be the backup quarterback. Now, Teddy was a little rusty today. He's a little rusty. The short throws look fine. But today they were doing a drill where they were throwing play action about a 20-yard deep in cut. Those are the ones that really are, those are the big time NFL throws. Those are the ones that you really got to rip. And Baker's so good at them. He's so good. He throws such a good ball with velocity and great accuracy. And that's a hard one. It's 20 yards over the middle, hitting a moving target at its, full pace. And Teddy struggled with that today. He struggled with the deep, and they're running the deep outs as well and the corner routes. Those are the toughest throws for an NFL quarterback, and he struggled with those today. He's a little rusty. I think he'll be fine. He's played a lot of football in this league. He has a great arm, shows great accuracy, but right now he's a little rusty. Now, Kyle Trask also misses those throws, but he's 5 years in. And that inconsistency, I think, is one of the reasons that he's on, kind of on the block right now. I don't mean on the block might be a bad term. I just think that he does not have a stranglehold on this backup quarterback job, in my opinion. My good friend Scott Reynolds thinks differently. I heard him on his podcast. He feels like Trask has it. He may have gotten some information from the coaches that I have not gotten. I don't know. But just from what I read, I'm not there yet. Well, Scott, I think right now, if Baker went down, Kyle would be the guy. Absolutely. Yeah. Maybe even the first couple weeks of the season, just because he's mastered. But I think as the weeks go on and Teddy gets more reps and more understanding of the offense, and I think eventually he becomes the backup.
Well, Scott mentioned something on their post show on Saturday that I was not aware of. And I guess if you're an NFL veteran of like 8 or 9 years or something like that, if you're on the 53-man roster at the start of the season, I guess that means like your full salary is guaranteed for the entire year. And so that was sort of one of the reasons why he was speculating that Teddy won't be quarterback 2, at least to start, because they can put him on the practice squad. His salary won't be guaranteed for the whole year. And it's the same thing goes for Sterling Shepard. And that's why Sterling Shepard is probably likely going to be the practice squad guy more than one of the top 6 to start the season. So that's part of it. And I also view Teddy just coming in. If anything, it pushes Kyle Trask to be a little bit better. Yep. And I think you saw that a little bit in Saturday's game, because we've been watching Kyle Trask play in the preseason for 4 years and now 1 game here in his 5th year. And I've never watched him play and gone, I never watched him play and saw that gamer that, everybody talked about that he was at Florida. I just thought he was sort of this middling backup quarterback that I didn't really have much confidence in. I tell you what, on Saturday night, I thought I saw a different Kyle Trask. I really did. I thought he was playing a little bit quicker than what we've seen him before. I thought he was naturally going through his progressions, had a couple throws there where you could tell first option wasn't there, second option wasn't there. He didn't panic. He didn't panic or anything like that. He didn't abort the pocket. He stayed in there, and he made a big-time throw to Ryan Miller to pick up a first down at one point. So I thought Kyle Trask, like you said, had a big night. He was the story of it. I think he probably is going to be the backup quarterback going into the season. And at the end of the day, if Teddy Bridgewater sticks around on the practice squad and he's your third-string quarterback, Well, how many teams have the luxury of having a 10-year veteran who's started, 50 games or whatever in the NFL as their third string quarterback? And as the 49ers learned 3 years ago, you're 2 plays away from having to go to your third string quarterback. And it worked out pretty well for them in 2022 with Brock Purdy. So, and the Bucs are in that Super Bowl sort of mode. So all of it helps. So I still think the Bridgewater addition was a worthy one. And like I said, if he's the third string quarterback, you really can't ask for better than that.
Agreed. Let's play a little sound from Saturday night. Just go. There's 2 pieces from Kyle Trask. If you want to play either one, go ahead and pop them up there, and we'll talk through them. And there's one from Bowles as well.
I thought I did a good job just staying within the rhythm of the game, trying to stay as consistent as possible. Not trying to do anything special, just play within the scheme. Try to limit the negative plays, don't turn the ball over, just keep the ball moving forward.
There was a play when you were standing in the pocket, waiting for Ryan Miller to clear. You threw the ball on time, but took a wallop too. What do you like about that play, the payoff that comes for taking that hit?
Those are the best moments as a quarterback, to be honest, when you stand in there and get through your progression, and that's when you get those big hits, is when you're able to stand in there and the guys can open up for you down the field. Felt great. It's one of those where you throw it and you're like, well, either the crowd's going to cheer or they're not. And then if the other sideline starts cheering, it's like, that's terrible. But it was one of those where the crowd started cheering and I was on the ground. I was like, all right, that probably went well. Because I saw it open up and I saw the window for it, so I just let it rip.
We didn't see Emeka long, but you hit him on a big play. What's it like to connect with him that early in the preseason?
That's great. And he's super mature. He's a quick learner, plays hard. He's just a great player to be around. And then, I knew that he was going to be fired up to make some plays. His first NFL action. So I'm glad that we're able to connect. And fortunately, we didn't get to connect again on that down the field shot, but he's done a great job and he's going to continue to do so.
Kyle, do you think you needed to come out and play well tonight with the obvious signing of Teddy this week?
I'm just concerned about being the best that I can be. My whole career is just control what you can control. And I wake up every single day and I try to be the best that I can be. I try to be the best that I can be at practice, my routine, whatever it may be in the game, obviously. And that's always been my focus, and it will continue to be my focus going forward.
Looked like your decision making tonight was quick, and is that something you're most pleased with?
Yeah, no, I'm definitely pleased with that. I think that's just the confidence within the system. Being around Grizz, another year. Obviously, he was with us last year. Similar scheme, so there's some turnover there. But yeah, I feel really confident with this playbook, and hopefully I was able to show that tonight.
So I think he, all those things that he said, spot on. And I asked him about the timing because I think that has been an issue for him. I went back and watched the tape, and the sack that he took, he had a guy wide open underneath. You got to take that check down. You just got to take it. You cannot take that sack. And he had a guy open wide underneath that was Sean Tucker. And the linebacker was 4 or 5 yards from him. That's a 25-yard play. Yeah. But when you hit him in stride, when he's open in the flat, it's probably going to be a 20-yard play. You got to take that. You got to take the profit. And there was another play where he missed somebody underneath too, and I think he ended up running. The throw to J-Mac was great. I mean, he stared down the barrel as I think it was Majors, the center, got blasted up the middle, and he stood in and threw it. Wasn't a great throw, but J-Mac went out and got it, and you love that about him. Same thing with Ibuka. The throw to Ibuka was not great, but those guys are going to go get it. They're going to beat the defensive back, especially those guys they're playing against, every single time. So those are good throws. And he made some other really good throws to the backup guy, 81.
Ryan
Miller. Him. Yeah, Ryan Miller. He made some really good throws to Ryan Miller. So, it was a good night, but it wasn't a great night. It wasn't a great night for Kyle Trask. I think it was a good night. Now, let's play the other one, which I think is a little bit more interesting. Rick Stroud asked him a question about what he'd been told, which I thought was a very interesting answer.
Let me go find that one because I didn't have it loaded here. Hold on.
Okay. Go ahead and play the Bowles one, because I think Bowles talks a little bit about, the fact that he wasn't great in practice this past week, and we needed to see him, play under the lights. Rashad White update first and foremost.
He actually heard the play. I'm sorry, before he got hurt, did he heard it the play before and went in and stayed in?
I'm not sure. He said he heard it the play. He felt something in the last play.
Yeah, he went and took another rep.
Can you talk about the interceptions tonight and just how, you had guys tipping passes to some of your other defenders, just a lot of pass breakups and interceptions?
It's good to see him carried over from practice to the game. It's a good start. It's preseason and everything else, but we've been emphasizing it, and it fell in our favor tonight, so that was good to see.
How did you think Kyle Trask played, and is he just one of those guys that might be more of a gamer than a practice player?
I thought he played very well. He was 12 of 16. He made some timely throws down the field, one to a Mecca, he made one to J-Mac, and he made another one. So he did a very good job controlling the offense. He was poised in the pocket. As far as being a gamer, need more evidence, but he's off to a good start this preseason.
Need more evidence.
Practice wasn't as sharp the last week, but he came in the game and he played well.
Practice not as sharp.
Jackson and his big plays tonight.
Football player from the time he came in here, he was somebody we wanted to see. We wanted to watch. We were paying close attention to him. He just knows how to play the game. He knows how to play the game. He's very instinctive. He can read things. He's physical when he needs to be physical, and he knows how to cover. So he did a very good job tonight.
Your thoughts on Jacob Parrish tonight in his first start, going up against some veterans like Tyler Lockett and Calvin Ridley?
I thought he did a good job, especially out at the corner spot. Nickel spot, we had help going inside that he got to leverage out once or twice, but I thought he did a very good job from that standpoint, and the preseason is going to be great for him, and I look forward to him having a heck of a season this year.
So you heard him say that, practice wasn't as sharp for Kyle Trask, and for him to say that publicly, they were not pleased, thus Teddy Bridgewater. And I thought Kyle did play better, but I think he's going to have to play even better if he's going to keep the backup quarterback job. So we'll see. And he mentioned Nick Jackson. This kid, I think he might just make the 53 as the fifth linebacker and special teams guy, because he just has great instincts as a linebacker. I think he led the nation in tackles as an all-time record for tackles. And he's just everywhere. He had 6 tackles, led the team, 2 tackles for loss, an interception, and a pass breakup, and a sack.
Only player to have a sack and an interception this week in preseason.
Yeah, this kid can just play. He reminds you a little bit of Zach Bond, who was brought in. Nobody thought he could play inside linebacker, and kind of did. Pretty damn good. So I don't know if he's ever going to be that good, but he's a really interesting young man. And, obviously this is a veteran group with Levante probably playing in his last season. Servasier got a lot of run, and Bolt said he wanted to see him with the helmet on, calling all the plays without Levante out there. And I thought Voss played well. But obviously Anthony Walker and Deion Jones, I think they got a great room full of veterans, but there's not a whole lot of youth behind them. And these 2 guys, Bullock and Jackson, are just good, solid inside linebackers, both of them. So I think that's good. When you talk about depth, it's good to have these guys, especially when the other guys are older.
Yeah, I go back to last year's comment. Todd Bowles talked about his football team, and he mentioned that, we don't feel great about our depth, or however he phrased it. And I think we sort of saw that last year when the Bucs had the injuries. We saw the depth come in, and it was really rough. Yeah. And I don't want to overreact over one preseason game against the Titans, who clearly were the worst team in football last year. But the depth on this roster, it looks completely different, and it looks a lot better. At least you feel a lot better about it, because beyond Nick Jackson, who I think at this point you have to find a spot to keep him on the roster. We've been hearing about J.J. Roberts all offseason about how he's been making plays in mini camp and in OTAs and in training camp. And then we get to see it on the field, and it's like his versatility, the fact that he can play nickel, and all of a sudden you look at it. Todd Bowles loves him some Christian Izzian, guaranteeing him a roster spot.
He's good.
JJ Roberts has the ability to play nickel. Jacob Parrish, we know, is going to be the starting nickel, and I think he was pretty good the other night. I know he had a couple plays where he'd like to have back, but that's going to be the rookie growing pain. So that's a position which I always talk about is turned into one of the most important around the league. And the idea that they're moving Tyke out of that spot, wasn't really sold on it. But all of a sudden you look at it, they got 3 other guys on this roster who can fill that role. And you put Tyke next to Winfield, and you hoping that that's going to be a better partnership than what Whitehead and Winfield was last year.
Yeah, agreed. And just in general, 10 pass breakups the other night. 10.
When have you seen PBUs. That from a Buccaneers defense?
3 picks and 10 PBUs. Holy smokes.
They should have had 4. Josh Hayes. Hayes.
Yeah, they had a couple drops. Please. And that just, to me, and I know these are backups. I get all that. But you go out there and again today, you're watching them go 11 on 11. And the difference in proximity of defender to receiver is dramatic. Last year, the Bucs, I believe, were last in the league in difference between receiver and defender. And it was, I think, by a wide margin. And it's because of that, all the zone that they played, and they weren't confident in the man-to-man guys that they had. And so I think that's the way Bowles thought he had to play, but it was the great wide open. It was just absolutely awful. And this year there's a huge emphasis to much more man-to-man, and it's working. There's so many more plays are contested than were last year. And again, I know it's backups, but just the sheer number, it just goes to show you the philosophy of what they're talking about. Getting turnovers, being stickier in coverage is working. It's tangible. You can see it. So I think I think that maybe the best thing I saw the other night.
So
it's backups.
So we talked up the linebacker room, we talked up the secondary, and now I need to put a wet blanket over that guy and the pass rush in general.
More right rudder says rough game from Braswell.
Yeah, rough is putting it lightly. When I saw Chris Braswell come out for the third quarter, I thought to myself, that's not a good sign. If Chris Braswell is playing in the third quarter of the first preseason game, I don't think that had to be the plan. But just quite frankly, going up against backup offensive linemen, and this is the worst team in football last year, I didn't see him do anything. Nothing.
He just slams into the tackle and sticks to him. It's like he's not even trying to get around.
There's no finesse to his game at all.
No,
none.
It's just there's nothing there. There's no pass rush moves. I don't see him twirling or trying to get by the guys. He just slams into the tackle and sticks like flypaper. That's not good. That's not good. I mean, he's staying in his lane. The quarterback doesn't get outside of him, but outside of that, it's just a whole lot of nothing.
Yeah.
And in one-on-one drills, you kind of see the same thing. You just, I don't see it.
It's a whole lot of nothing from, a lot of those guys, honestly, the other night. And both the sacks they got came from linebackers. None of it was from the outside guys, and none of it was from the interior. There was really not much pressure the entire night, to be honest with you, from that Buccaneer pass rush. But yeah, Braswell, it's just hard to it's hard to have so much confidence in him and everything. And obviously David Walker already going down, so you lost a critical depth piece there. You had better hope, and the Bucs had better hope that Hassan Reddick is anywhere near the player that he was for the 4 years leading up to what happened last year.
He's going to be really good. I have a ton of confidence. So. I have a ton of confidence in Yaya, who again today was giving Charlie Heck fits in some one-on-ones. Yaya, I think the front four is awesome. And Mike Green's good. They got a little depth in the middle. And I think Anthony Nelson's good. I think he's got some go. He's a great backup guy to have. But Braswell, I don't see it. Just don't see it. So
very, very Joe Tryon-y.
Yeah, he is. And Logan Hall's having a great preseason. I think he's going to be a factor. Elijah Roberts, maybe they move him outside. It's where he played in college, right?
Yeah. I don't know. That's certainly the position group though that I'm just little not fully confident in yet. I'll put it that way.
Yeah. So we'll see, but that's something that I was not really pleased about at all. So that's an issue. All right, so let's I tell you what, let's take a break. We'll take our first break. We'll come back on the other side. We'll get to comments. I don't know if I mentioned you to this yet, but we have a special guest coming on at 11:30. Crypto Matt is what I like to call him. Crypto Matt. He knows all things crypto, and I have to get the bottom of this dildo meme, the green dildo meme coin that is affecting sports. And I think it's coming to maybe other sports other than the WNBA. So to find out what that's all about and these other meme coins, if you don't know what they're about, it's pretty funny stuff. And athletes are starting to get paid in crypto too, which is interesting. So we'll talk a little crypto in the second hour, but we got lots more Bucs coming your way. Rays coming your way. John Gruden wants to get back in the SEC. Florida Gator fans can't wait. We'll talk about that. Jimbo Fisher back in coaching. Nick has a very interesting take on that I vehemently disagree with. Hey, we're brought to you by the Jeeves Law Group, JEEVESLawgroup.com. They are local, they are trusted, and they get results. Knowing the legal landscape here locally is a really big deal. So don't go with some big firm that didn't know anything about it. It's Jeeves Law Group, JEEVESLawgroup.com. Not attorney spokesman offices, Tampa, NCP. And Onsite Construction, FL.com. Go to the website, see all their 5-star reviews and the great work they do. They will come out and visit with you one-on-one in a free consultation. Get on their preferred client list. So if a hurricane comes, you know who your contractor is. Onsite Construction, FL.com. Live studio, back in 3. Although it may seem tempting to go without health care insurance, the financial risk far outweighs the gain you may experience. For example, did you know if you simply broke your leg, it could cost you nearly $7,500? Put on top of that a hospital stay, you could be looking at $10,000 to $15,000. Ensuring that you don't go uncovered is so important, as according to CNBC, high medical bills are the highest contributing factor to why Americans end up taking money out of their retirement savings, or worse, find themselves filing bankruptcy. So go to don'tgouncovered.com or call 800-669-1505. Now, depending on your income, you can get plans for zero premium. Our experts will guide you through the process effortlessly. They will shop many plans and find the one that's right for you. I called and I have full health coverage through Florida Blue for zero monthly premium. It's a free call. So why go uncovered? It's a huge risk. Go to don'tgouncovered.com or call 800-669-1505. That's 800-669-1505. Italiano Insurance would like to congratulate the Bucs on their 50th anniversary season. And you know what? We've been here for every season and then some, over 60 years in business. We've seen some smart coaches with great game plans, but if you don't have flood insurance or business insurance, that's a terrible game plan. That could ruin you financially. You don't want to take that L. So call 813-877-7799 and let their friendly agents quarterback your insurance and save you big money. Italiano also sponsors our FSU report every week, so go Noles. 813-877-7799 or go to italianoinsurance.com. JP here for Riveters, our new official sports bar and grill of the JP Peterson Show. And just like our show, no BS, no corporate chain feel, just amazing, authentic folks serving great comfort food in a casual atmosphere at unheard of prices. Riveters is located just south of Raymond James and Steinbrenner Field on Dale Mabry, walking distance to the park, so free parking, great place for pregame and postgame. Let's talk about fresh food. Nothing is frozen. Burgers, wings, prime rib, roasted fresh daily, never frozen. That makes a huge difference. The mahi, the salmon, also super fresh. All our sauces are original recipes made in-house. Our Warhawk chili and fully loaded potato soup is made fresh in-house. It's the best food anywhere, served by people who actually care. Riveters on Dale Mabry, just north of 275, just south of where the Bucs and Rays play. We'll see you there. Are you looking to renovate your home, rebuild after the hurricanes, or build your dream home from scratch? Well, let me tell you about my friend Jason Fawcett and Onsite Construction. They have over 1,450 satisfied clients, 25 years of experience, over 500 designs, and a talented team of over 40 construction professionals. They believe building something exceptional begins by truly focusing on all the details, even the smallest ones. We understand that construction can be a daunting process, and we're here to make it as smooth and stress-free as possible. Quality is non-negotiable at Onsite Construction. We use the finest materials, employ the most skilled tradespeople, and adhere to the highest industry standards to deliver a product we're proud of and that you're going to love. Our project management is meticulous with a focus on completing projects on time and on budget. Your happiness is our primary driver. So give us a call at 813-579-5789 or check out our incredible website at onsiteconstructionfl.com. Are you having legal issues with a business partner or other legal business issues? The attorneys at Walters, Levine, and DeGrave can help. Call 800-616-0384 for a free consultation. At Walters, Levine, and DeGrave, we've redefined what a law firm can be with top-tier attorneys, personal service, and 26 years of success. From business law to civil litigation, we deliver smart, client-focused solutions. Walters, Levine, and DeGrave recently won a $6.4 million jury verdict from a large real estate developer, and they can win for you too. Walters, Levine, and DeGrave. Let's solve it together. Not attorney spokesman. For a free consultation, call 800-616-0384 or go to walterslevine.com. Offices Tampa, Sarasota.
Let's go. Right now. Back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show, brought to you by the great folks at Genesis of Tampa. Just opened a couple weeks ago, 801 East Bears Avenue, open Monday through Saturday. It is an absolutely fabulous dealership. And if you haven't seen the new Genesis G70 and GV70, gorgeous cars. And they're unveiling their VIP service valet. Our Genesis Experience Advisors will pick you up and drop you off your vehicle when you come book an online service appointment. So they'll come pick you up, bring the vehicle in, they give you a loaner. That's a pretty good deal. So they'll pick up and drop off right there at the location, 801 East Bears Avenue. All new vehicles also come with the Miracle Advantage plan, which includes added powertrain warranty coverage, 10 years or 250,000 miles, plus 4 years of complimentary maintenance. So that's only at Genesis of Tampa. Great folks over there. And so glad to be working with them. And coming to you live from the Kingmakers studio right here in beautiful South Tampa. We'll be telling you more about that as we go along. All right, Nick, you want to get to some of these great comments?
Yeah, let's do it.
There's one in particular I don't think you're going to like, though.
Oh,
all right. Yeah, that's from Rick.
Oh, I'm shocked.
He said, do we know who the father is? Jeez. Just kidding. See, it's just, you got to, the Petermans are going to come at you, especially Rick. Sergio Beltre says, Braswell doesn't look good, but boy, do we have some good running back depth. Ain't that the truth? The great Owen Wright. Once, twice, 3 times as a charm. He finally got his touchdown after 2 holding calls. The pride of Monmouth and William and Mary, once the CAA player of the year. The dude played, 2 years for the Ravens, was on the practice squad, but yeah. Josh Williams, who they really like, was back out there tonight. So you can expect to see Josh Williams get a lot of run against the Steelers this weekend. And I want to see him, see what he does.
I tell you what, the running game, they had 178 rushing yards total.
Yeah.
And they had a lead in that game, and Tennessee knew they were going to run it, and Tennessee couldn't stop it. So the run scheme for now looks pretty good, the same way it did last year under Liam Cohen. It looked the same under Josh Grizzard the other night. And shout out to the Bucs offensive line. I didn't see that coming. The depth on the offensive line, I thought they held up relatively well the entire night. I know Elijah Klein had a bad snap in there.
Yeah.
That was probably the worst moment of the night. And obviously some of the holding penalties that negated 2 touchdowns for Owen Miller. But I thought the offensive line played their asses off for the majority of that night.
Yeah, they definitely dominated the second half because they knew exactly what they were doing, and they could not stop it. Elijah Klein, I think, is a starting level player in this league. When he learns a little bit more of the nuance of center, we talked to him today. We'll probably play that interview tomorrow. So he's learning that part of it. He's gotten a lot stronger, he said. He's added about 10, 15 pounds. So he's going to play at about 315, 320. Hasn't lost any quickness, and his strength numbers, he said, went up dramatically. So, and that's just from, staying in the weight room, staying here on the off season, working out with everybody, that, getting that man strength. So I think he's a starting caliber offensive lineman in this league. And he can play center, he can play guard, and he can play offensive tackle. So very valuable player to have. And I think Jaquoma, who has been, he's super raw. But watching his tape the other night, I thought he looked really, really good. for having played about 20 games in college. That's it. And coming in here, he's super strong. He's got really good feet. I thought he looked good. I thought he looked really good. Of course, he's going up against backups, but for where he's at in his career, I thought he looked really good.
Yep.
Mike H says, when you have two Tristans back-to-back in the lineup, that's a big problem. Agreed. Didn't Peters, did I read that he played for the Savannah Bananas?
I'm not sure. I didn't see that.
Check that for me, Danny says. Tristan Peters, did he play for the Savannah Bananas? I think I read that somewhere. So, which would fit. Sergio says the Rays are done. Lots of bright spots on Saturday for Sergio. Well, mention them. We'll read about them. Mike H said, why did the Rays even pitch the home run king for the Mariners, Cal Raleigh? It's a good question. I put out a tweet that mentioned all the, Morel, Peters. Yes, he did. He did play for the Savannah Bananas. Now we're starting guys in center field who played for the Savannah Bananas. That's where we're at.
I love it.
Just do a backflip out there instead of running backwards and then running in on a ball. He misplayed a ball, center field. Tough play. When they hit right at you and they're hit off the end of the bat, that's a tough play for a center fielder because your first thought is, when I got to go back because of the trajectory of the shot. And then, but he missed it. And it came up in a huge spot in Sunday's game, 3 pitches. See you later. So
these aren't major league players.
They're not.
Playing time on the White Sox, and they bring him up here, and they're like trying to make him a thing, and I don't get it. And also, I can't believe I'm doing this, JP, but I'm coming to the defense of Christopher Morel today. I can't believe I'm doing it.
Why? How? For what reason?
Because I have discovered Christopher. Okay, I don't know how much this would matter, but I looked at the stats because there was something that was just a little off to me. And the fact that they love to just keep playing Christopher Morel against lefties, and I guess it's just it feels like common sense. He's a righty, and he can hit a home run every now and then, and let's put him in there against lefties. Christopher Morel is hitting 173 against lefties with a 552 OPS.
Yeah.
But against righties, and it's basically the same sample size, he's actually hitting 237 with a 739 OPS. And for his career, it's about the same difference. So Christopher Morel, I'm not telling you he's a great player. I'm not doing that. I'm telling you Christopher Morel is actually an above average hitter against righties, and against lefties, he's one of the worst hitters in baseball. Yet Kevin Cash continues to put him out there against lefties and sit him against righties. Even though the numbers, and I know the Rays love their numbers, they're right there in front of them. So I'm almost coming to his defense today, and that I feel like he's being grossly misused. And once again, I'm questioning what in the world Kevin Cash is doing this season.
Yeah, I put Cash in that tweet as well. And some people came back at me and said, what's he supposed to do with this roster? I get it. But we've kind of said it all. And there's one great example right there. And putting Morel in the 4-hole. That's just ridiculous. Whether it's righties or lefties. Even worse against lefties, which is where he, normally he bats in the cleanup hole 4 or 5 against lefties. It's just a joke. It is, and it screws up the entire lineup. I don't get it. Do not understand. But you look at that Seattle roster and what they did at the deadline compared to what the Rays did. And the Rays,
they have an impressive team. They have a really impressive team.
Oof.
That lineup has no holes. No holes in the lineup. The starting pitching 1 through 5 is loaded. Bullpen's great. That's an impressive ball club. And that stadium, by the way, full and everything. It seemed like a fun play. They had 120,000 people there for 3 games this weekend.
For 3 games?
For 3 games.
That's 10 games worth at Steinbrenner Field. But, listen, that you build a beautiful dome or a retractable roof stadium in the middle of the market and spend some money at the deadline. Shocking development. People show up. And it might not be a bad idea to bring somebody back like a historical figure and actually give him a gift or two like Seattle did for Ichiro. We bring back Evan and give him his own bobblehead.
I knew the Rays were cooked that night. Ichiro night? No way. God. Randy Johnson coming out to catch the first pitch wearing full catcher gear. The Rays were cooked right away.
Right away. But that's what baseball could be in Tampa. A beautiful stadium by the water in the middle of the market. Yeah, with an ownership group that can actually afford. afford to bring players back and pay for their plane tickets and accommodations. Yeah.
I'm getting a little bothered. It's like I watch these games, and again, I can't believe I'm like putting myself through this watching the Rays play baseball right now. But it's like, I understand it's the broadcast, and I understand people are reporters for the team and blah, blah, blah. I get it. But I'm almost like over trying to hear every single broadcast of like, the Rays know they got to go on a run, and maybe it'll start here. And, the urgency's got to be there. Like, I've been hearing this for the last 3 weeks. This magical run is not happening.
No,
like, it's just not. Like, I'm just like, but every time I hear it, I'm just like,
they got to sell a sizzle, bro. Come on.
I know.
I'm not for 3 hours.
I know. I'm not meaning to call anybody out. I'm just watching it. I'm just like, ugh, like this run's not coming. Like they are, if anything proved it to you, they are dead and buried, and we're on to 2026. That's all there is to say about it.
So let's see our boy Everson Pereira from Durham, Trey Morgan, Carson Williams. Let's see the youngsters come. I'd much rather see them than Tristan freaking Peters.
There's no upside.
And Tristan
Gray and Tristan Peters makes no sense because there's zero upside to either of those guys in terms of your future roster. Right. So you might as well just see what you have in some of these top prospects. That's the way I see it.
Yeah, it might be, after it all, it is entertainment. It is entertainment. And unless Tristan Peters is going to start doing backflips and dances in center field, get him the hell out of here. Unless he's bringing Savannah Bananas shtick, get him the hell out of here. I mean, what are we doing? You got guys in AAA that can play. At least have an upside. Why not, bring them up? You know why? Because we're just marking time with this team. And it's just awful. It's awful. Christopher Cole says Cubs will be lucky to hang on to the wild card spot with the way they are playing since the All-Star break. Hey, the Cubs, the Yankees, the Tigers.
Yankees.
What's happened to these teams?
Do you know the Yankees? Do you know the Yankees have the worst record in the American League since like June 13th or something?
Worse than us?
And since like mid-April, they're 45-45 exactly.
All the money
the Yankees.
Spent. Yeah, I don't know how Aaron Boone keeps his job.
No, I don't either.
Steinbrenner, the boss would have sacked him 20 times by now.
Right.
This is interesting. B is back. Says, I've been out, may have had some legal trouble. Shocking development, B. What's going on with the Rays sale? It's in September. Yeah, do you people need an update every single day? Sales in September. When in September? September. I mean, really? What do we?
We're impatient. We want it to be over with.
It's happening in September. Michael LaRue says, were there any takeaways from Josh Gazard's play calling on Saturday night? Nobody's game planning, so I don't think there's much you can take away from it, to be quite honest. And of course, he's not going to show any sequencing that he's going to be doing in the regular season. So I don't think you can glean anything from it. Right now, they have a list of plays they want to see if the guys can execute. There's really no, with the exception of it's 3rd and long, let's use a 3rd and long play. And you're not setting up anything to use later on in the game. You don't want to do any of that sequencing, which is really the essence of play calling. So I don't think we can get anything. What you want to see is right now, what I want to see from the offense is smooth execution. No pre-snap penalties. No just guys going the wrong way, bad routes, quarterback, receiver not on the same page. I don't think I saw any of that.
I mean, I guess if the guys you saw it happen to, it's guys who aren't going to be sticking around for long. Like, Jacob Harris had a rough night as a receiver, which hurt my heart because he's a UCF kid and everything, and also a local kid from Palm Harbor. But he did not have a great night. But all the other ones that you're like sort of looking at, like, who are on the roster bubble, I think they all like enhance their cases. Ryan Miller being the biggest one on offense. And I even think Garrett Green, I don't know if he makes I don't think he's going to make the top 6 or anything, but in terms of a practice squad bot, there's some jump to that dude. And you saw him too on punt return too. He's a former quarterback out of West Virginia. So, offensively, my overarching takeaway is I don't know how the Bucs are going to feed all these dudes. I saw Devin Colt making a catch and I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot about Devin Colt. There's just so many guys up and down that roster that can play and are really good. And so we'll figure that out when we get there. But the Bucs are just embarrassed with riches right now in that receiving group.
Yeah, they are. And, Garrett made a play in practice today as well, and he's been making some plays in practice. So I like what I've seen. I like what I've seen from him. He's learning the position, obviously, from Tallahassee, by the way, Lincoln High School. Shout out. And he's just got a quickness about him. He's got a real Julian Edelman feel about him. Just that, we can say it out loud. Quick white receiver.
I was gonna say, why is that? Why is
former quarterback, right?
Why is that the comp we go to?
It always is. Come on, that's what it is. But he's got some shake to him, and made a couple of plays in practice today. And I think you're going to see him making some plays in preseason games.
It makes it easier for the Bucs, I think, to say, move on from Trey Palmer. I think it makes it very easy for that. I think it makes
Trey's taking care of that himself by just sitting on the sideline.
Right, not even playing right now or practicing. Even Raheem Jarrett, I know Raheem Jarrett had an 18-yard catch in that game, but at this point, I can't see him jumping either of these dudes. I know they like Dennis Houston as well.
Yeah.
Not really much out of him the other night. He got hurt now, so that's not good for him. But the Bucs have plenty of options between Green, Miller, Sterling Shepard, Tez Johnson. I mean, all those guys are battling for one roster spot right now.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think I think to your point, Shep might not make the 53 because of the full salary guarantee.
Also, and it comes down to that point. When it comes down to that point, you're looking for guys who could do multiple things. And I think that's what helps Ryan Miller a lot is Ryan Miller makes plays when he's called upon. He also is a willing play special teams, and he's a willing and able blocker. Yeah. And you got to be able to block, especially in this offense as a receiver. And Sterling Shepard's not doing any of that. So
no. And Tez, I think it's up in the air. He's going to be. I think there's going to be their primary returner, so that gives him a spot. But he's got to prove some stuff, and he's got to stay healthy. Nathan Elliott says, "What's up with the empty stadium? I had my normal 8 tickets, and I was given 10 more. I was shocked how empty the stadium was. Well, the torrential downpour all day, I think, put a damper on things, my boy. I mean, you're not going to get a full house for preseason, but it was pretty empty.
I mean, I haven't attended a preseason game as a fan since I was a kid. I mean, it's just not on my radar. But I respect all the diehards who go to one, though. But
yeah, agreed. B says JP, whoever the Plant High School quarterback is, could beat out Kyle Trask. Well, I think he's actually a recruit.
Let's be nice here. You had a nice night.
B says Kyle Trask couldn't start in the lingerie football.
Jeez, what is wrong with y'all?
Because men aren't allowed.
Like Kyle Trask like haters over here. Rick led by you, by the way, out here nitpicking him. He had a good night, not a great night.
He had a good night. Rick says B was a part of a prisoner exchange from Russia. Well, we do have a rich history of bringing back people that we really don't need and giving up arms dealers. So there's that. James says, so you don't think Teddy was assured he would be on the active roster? Seriously? I think he was, frankly. But I do think he can be on the active roster after week 1. So I think it's only fair. Now, listen, if you're on the practice squad the entire year, you make about $250,000. And I think the minimum salary for if you're on the active roster all year long is about $800, something around there. So it's a big difference.
I mean, I think it really matters a lot. You think it really matters a lot to Teddy, though? I mean, he's made his money in this league. He's made his money in this league. He made a great impact, at least the way I view it, from what he did at Miami Northwestern as a coach before the world we live in got in the way of that, which is just horrible. And he's here, and it's like he's got so many ties to this team, whether it be Charlie Strong, whether it be Levante David. I mean, I don't think Teddy's going to be one of those guys that's going to be like, oh, I didn't win the backup job, so now I want out. I don't see that happening with Teddy. I really don't.
No, I don't either. I agree with you there. Mario Christian says it's easier to pitch around Judge than Cal Raleigh due to the other bats that can hurt you, such as Naylor, Rodriguez, Arozarena protecting him in front of the big dumper. Yeah, absolutely. That's what a real Major League Baseball lineup looks like. There's not 7 guys who can pitch around.
Right? Suarez right behind him. Here's the other guy that hits 40 home runs a year. He's right behind him in the lineup.
Mike Gage says Sterling Shepard has 1 touchdown per year the last 4 years, not worth a roster spot. I disagree, Mike. I watch him every day in practice. and the guy can play. And if we have any injuries at that position, he's a veteran. He knows what he's doing out there. Baker likes him, has a trust for him. So, it's not all about just about catching touchdown passes. We have other guys for that. But I think he's a good player, and I think he's worth keeping. So I'll disagree with you on that one. Mike H says Junior is third in the AL in home runs. Walls is number one in MLB in defensive WAR at 2.6 and 18 defensive runs saved. So what? Junior's the only legitimate hitter. Ben Bilal and Yandy. I mean, those three guys have been really good. They've had.
How much more can you ask from those three guys at this point?
You can't. But it's three. J-Lo's been a huge disappointment.
Yeah.
Humongous disappointment.
Kim hit a home run yesterday.
What's that?
I said Hassan Kim hit a home run yesterday.
I know. I like him. I like his game. I would like to keep him. They won't. It's too expensive. Is it club option? I think it's player option.
I believe it's player a player option.
That's $16 million.
Yeah.
Yeah. Will he want to stay? I think he'll have better opportunities.
I mean, here's the thing. It's like, do you really want, who else is going to play short? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'll tell you this.
Taylor Walls is fine. He's a starting shortstop in Major League. The WAR is the WAR. It is what it is. And he's a good player. He's been really better offensively this year.
Yes.
But he's so good in runs saved. I don't have a problem with him being the starting shortstop. And a guy that you can move around and have somebody else play there every now and then that's got a little bit more pop. Him
so
with Caballero.
So what do you do with? So if Kim picks up his option, what do you do with Kim? I mean, he's the highest paid player on the damn team.
Yeah, but it's almost only $16 million.
Right. Well, I
would, if he wants to come back at $16 million, I say hell yeah. Will you talking about the Rays? Yeah, if he wants to come back at $16 million because he can play second and he can play third, you can have him in the lineup 5 days a week.
Who's he playing over?
Well, you don't have to have him. Well, you're giving Bilal a day off every time there's a right or a left-hander, so he can play second. He can spell Walls. He can come in and pinch hit in the late innings if you need some pop or need a big hit for Walls. So the idea of talking about Hassan Kim making $16 million and being a guy that just spells guys at times. I mean, it's not. But he's playing 5 times a week, so he's a starter. He's in the lineup 5 times a week.
I mean, I got you on Bilal. I mean, Bilal's hitting 188 with 3 home runs and 4 ribbies against lefties this year.
Yeah, so
I got you there.
Walls can move around. So can Hassan Kim, plus injuries. Trust me, by the end of the year, he'll have 145 starts. He's not missing starts, and he's versatile. He's got a good bat. If I'm the Rays, hell yeah, I keep him and Walls. Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, the way you can look at it is you roll with that duo for one more year. And in 2027, you're hoping it's the Carson Williams show because Carson Williams is just not ready for Major League pitching. I know he got a 2020 year again, but he strikes out at an alarming rate. The average isn't great. He's got a lot to learn. I'd keep him in Durham for another year personally. So that's the only way I could see it is you just ride out with that shortstop duo for another year.
I give him a taste though this year. Get him up here.
Maybe.
Kenneth McClary says, personally, when it's all said and done, would rather see Bridgewater in the game than Trask. As far as his game from Saturday, I would like to see that consistency before I anoint him number 2. Absolutely. It's like Bowles said, is he a gamer? We don't have enough evidence. He ain't gamed enough. So, Mike H reminds us Chandler is the fastest Major League player on the bases with the highest speed of 31.5 feet per second. This just in, Mike. He fast.
Why is he getting thrown out?
I love his game. Why
is he getting thrown out then?
What, on the bases?
Yeah.
Because he doesn't take big enough leads. He's not savvy enough with his jumps. He'll get there. That's why I'm glad he's playing every day because he's going to learn.
Yeah. It's interesting. He's got the 32 stolen bases, but he's been caught 9 times, which leads baseball.
I know, but keep running.
But I liked yesterday though. I mean, he showed a little pop yesterday by going opposite field on that liner that evaded Randy, and that turned into an automatic triple. And they got a running on that. So that's the value. That's the true value of him. But yes, I would like to see him become a little bit of a better base stealer, which I understand is weird for a guy who has 32 stolen bases.
Yeah, he'll be better though. I mean, there's a lot of nuances to the game, and everybody knows he's going, so he'll be better. He'll be better. He'll learn. Mike H says, how about the first inning? Hauser, 43 pitches, 10 batters, 3 walks, 1 hit batter, 1 balk, 4 runs down. Did good the rest of the game, but hit 2 more batters. If you hit 3 batters, you should be ejected. Well, y'all told me that Hauser was just as good as Zach Littell, that the Rays maybe got better at the deadline. Yeah, I know they did.
I will say this. I think it's laughable, the people that are also on social media going, I can't believe they traded Curtis Mead for this guy. Like, really? You're sad that you're devastated that Curtis Mead is gone? Really? Come on. What value did Curtis Mead have at the end of the day?
He gained 20 pounds. Had a great spring.
Yep.
William Hatcher said, I just found out that Jamie's softball team from St. Petersburg won the World Series for their age group. That was going on in Florence, Alabama. Jamie even got put on the World Series team for her play. Do we know who Jamie is? I'm not sure, but congrats to Jamie. Yeah. Congrats to her. Awesome. Mike H., Washington got crushed 48-18 by the Patriots. Can't take preseason too seriously. We know this.
It's important for the roster bubble guys.
It's
what we're looking
scores don't matter. I did hear though that underdogs were 11-1. So the Bucs were the only favorite that covered?
I think the Bucs were like 3.5 or something like that.
So they're the only favorite that covered this week? That's weird. A lot of overs, too. A lot of overs hit this week for you degenerates betting on preseason football.
God, preseason football bettors. I can't believe you people.
Degenerates. Game on. Welcome. I've not seen you in here. I didn't like Braswell, not even when he was drafted. I was never been a huge fan, TBH. You turn on the tape, there's just nothing special. That B says your buddy Romano's crapping on outdoor baseball, latest column. I haven't read it yet. I'll read it in the break.
I read it.
Did you? What'd you think?
I mean, nothing was wrong. Like when you go to the games there, especially lately, like, yeah, it's hot as shit.
Yeah, in day games. We've had way
and he brought also, like, it wasn't just like his opinion. He brought in like all the players, like I guess he polled the players in the clubhouse, like, and Pepio had a pretty animated quote, and Pepio's had to pitch 6 times, I think.
Yeah,
in day games
every day.
There.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, we don't want to play outside like this. So like, and I don't think anyone was wrong about it necessarily.
They want to go back to the players want to go back to the Trop.
They didn't say that, but they were basically saying for the next stadium, like, yeah, they want to have a roof.
Yeah. Yeah.
Any talk basically is that if you're going to do a new stadium and you weren't going to entertain, if you're going to entertain not having a roof, you need to shut that down basically.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I love outdoor baseball, but it's just, I mean, it'd be great to have a retractable roof because April and May is beautiful. April and May are beautiful here, especially the night games. So it's not like you'd only have the roof open like 2 or 3 times. I think you would have the roof open the entire time, April and May. And I heard Rick Stroud talking about the schedule, 19 out of 22 on the road has finished this team. That's definitely part of it. There's no question. But I think this roster has finished this team. This team's just, I don't care where they're playing. They're mediocre. They're mediocre. That's all there is to it. It's a mediocre roster.
I mean, outside of the one run they had, that ended up being fool's gold. I mean,
Yes.
this is essentially kind of what they've been. Maybe not to this point. They weren't this bad earlier in the season. This is like different. But at best, earlier in the season, they were, 500?
Yeah. I said before the season, I thought they were a 500 team, and that may have been overestimated.
They got to make up ground to get to that.
I don't think this team finishes 500. Do you?
What are they? 50? They're 57-62. Yeah, no.
No, they're not.
Yeah, no. They're gonna. I think they might just play like this the rest of the way and win.
The schedule didn't help them, but this team was never doing anything.
You needed to win games. You needed to take advantage of the fact that you played all those games at home to start the season, and they didn't do
That's right.
it.
Yeah.
Schedule,
like,
blah, blah,
they
blah.
were getting used to the park. Well, so was the other team. It's not like the other major league teams.
We can't blame the schedule. If you have the players, you have the Jimmy and Joes, you'll play anywhere and win.
Yeah, I agree. Michael Rue said the Bucs are putting all their eggs in the Hassan Reddick basket. Well, they kind of did because they drafted 2 corners instead of an edge rusher in the 2nd and 3rd, which I don't have a huge problem with. I like both of those players. But yeah, they did not address it. Well, they did in the 4th and 5th, but we all know we're not going to find great edge rushers in the 4th and 5th round. It's very rare. They think they have one in David Walker, but obviously that didn't pan out with the ACL. So yeah, if Reddick goes down or if Yaya goes down, we're back to meh. And I think, the thing is when you can rush 4 and get pressure, everything changes on defensively. Everything changes. And the Bucs for the last couple of years have not been able to get any pressure with 4, like nothing. So when you have 4 guys that can rush the passer, and they now have 4 guys that are really that if you leave them one-on-one, there's a 50% chance they're going to win. So you have 4 guys, you can only double 1 unless you're, bringing help. So I think it makes a huge difference when you have 4 legitimate pass rushers, which is, I think, what they have now. So, yeah, but if they lose one of them, we're back to kind of not so good and having to rush, send somebody almost every single time. All right, a lot of Broswell hate here. So we don't need to repeat that. Daniel Fisher is new in here. He says, we have no depth at edge. If Yaya and Reddick go down, we're in trouble. I think that is the consensus here. Also nice to see Grizzard running behind center, not shotgun. Yeah, I think we did both, right? A little bit of both. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's very varied offense. That's what you love about Grizzard's offense. It's a lot of show, a lot of different looks, a lot of movement. It's tough to prepare for. Just is. Mario says, Evan Klosky, our good friend, tends to defend Morrell with analytical stats. Well, he's got, the dude's rate when he actually hits the ball is insane. I mean, those rates are real. Like when he barrels the ball up, when he actually hits it, but he just swings so hard. I mean, it's so obvious when you watch him play. He just swings too hard. He has no control whatsoever. He swings out of his shoes every single time. And I don't know how the coaching staff doesn't go to him and say, hey, yo, dude, you got to change. You got to be more in control. You don't. And by the way, you've got good power. So you don't have to swing that hard to hit home runs. Go look at Junior. Junior doesn't swing out of his shoes. He's under control. The bat speed's crazy good, but he's under control. He has great fundamentals in his swing and a great finish. Meanwhile, you're pulling your head, just swinging out of your shoes. It doesn't work.
Yeah. I'm taking offense to this comment right here about I'm endorsing Morrell for hitting 237 versus righties versus 170 versus lefties. That's a 70-point swing in batting average. That's a huge swing.
Though. It's still 237, which sucks.
I understand that, but I'm just saying, like, even if you go look at his home runs for his career, 54 of his 71 home runs are against righties. Like he's a horrible hitter against lefties, yet for whatever reason, every time he's there, it's against lefties. I'm just saying, like, I'm not saying it's going to be like offensive changing, but if you want to get just a little bit more out of Christopher Morrell, stop playing him against lefties. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Stop playing him in general, please.
I'd rather have him play than Peters.
Oh God. Yeah. Well, I mean, seriously though, what are we talking about? Awful. Mario Christian says our broadcasters tasting crickets on the air. Dude, that was the highlight. I don't know about you, but watching, I think it was not Andy, Neil Solondz. They brought that near his mouth, and he just was like, ah. He was not having any of it. But that was actually the most entertaining part of the whole game.
Would you eat one for free, by the way, or do you got to be paid to do it?
I got to be paid.
Yeah,
I gotta be paid.
I know. People say all the time there's great protein value in those crickets, but it's a cricket.
When BA said that juice came out of them, that's when I'm done. Like if it's kind of a cracker, it's just cracker, like a chocolate covered pretzel, I'll go there for money. But when you start telling me there's juice coming out of it, like there's some no. What's in the juice? What is that juice? No. You mean the juice like when you squish them that comes out? That? No. I must be paid. All right, quick break. We'll come back on the other side. We'll get a little bit more Bucs action coming at you. Any thoughts? Go ahead. Let us know. We'll talk a little college football as Jimbo Fisher and Gruden's name back in the news. And how did the first female umpire do behind the plate this week? What do you think? Let you know that. We're brought to you by the great folks at OnSiteConstructionFL.com. If you're looking to restore your home, you're looking to add on to your home, build from scratch, they are the folks to go to. Anything you want to build in your home, they can do anything, an outside area, an inside area, redo a room for you. Cool stuff at OnSiteConstructionFL.com. Give them a call. They'll do a free consultation. Come out and look at your house. OnSiteConstructionFL.com. Back at 3. From I do to I still do, the Golden Diamond Source is there for every special moment in your lives and mine. JP here for the Golden Diamond Source. I bought my engagement ring there, and so did my co-host Nick. Great experience. And no matter what your budget is, they will guide you from your first diamond purchase to upgrading your Golden Diamond Source diamond at 100% of its value for a bigger, better diamond. That's awesome. 100% of your diamond's value. You can't get that anywhere else. Enjoy their beautiful, relaxing bridal salon and select from the most extensive collection of diamond engagement rings, anniversary rings, and wedding bands. Julie and Steve Weintraub have always told me that they want to be your family jeweler, and that has been true for me, from special presents like birthstone pendants, tennis bracelets, even diamond studs. They have it all in one place. So if you want her to say, I do or I still do, be sure to choose a diamond from the Golden Diamond Source, 3800 Olmerton Road, always online at thegoldendiamondsource.com. Getting old is inevitable, but feeling and looking old is avoidable. If you're feeling run down, your workout sucks, or your sexual libido is not what it used to be, check out Bay Area Modern Medical Center. That happened to me a few years ago, and I found out I had the testosterone level of a second-grade girl. That's not good. Our food, environment, and stress can cause your T levels to drop. Bay Area Modern Medical Center can help, and they are different. They offer customized hormone replacement for both men and women. Christopher Lugo and his medical staff can help you restore your energy, your sex drive, and your feelings of well-being. It was a total game changer for me. I have way more energy, lost 30 pounds, and I'm performing better in all areas of my life. Nobody wants to talk about sexual health, but it's key to a balanced life. We offer discreet treatments with real-world results. So if you're suffering from a lack of interest in sex, ED, or lack of sexual stamina, Dr. Lugo and his staff can help. Take your health care to the next level at Bay Area Modern Medical Center, 844-977-3477 or BAMMC.com. JP here for the Jeeves Law Group and my man Scott Jeeves, who lives right here and has long been a highly respected member of our community. He's a proud sponsor of the Tampa Riverwalk. Jeeves Law Group is also a proud sponsor of our Grand Central District in St. Pete and has neighborhood events throughout the year. He has an office on Central Avenue in St. Pete and one on South Howard in Tampa. You can't get more local than that. So when you need an attorney, you're going to hire some huge firm that advertises all over the state or the one that supports your favorite sports show. It's the Jeeves Law Group. We're local, we're trusted, and we get results. For personal injury and personal attention, call us for a free case evaluation. That's 8889-JEEVES. That's 8889-JEEVES. With this record heat in Tampa Bay, you better have your AC unit running at peak efficiency. Third Generation Plumbing installs the best American standard AC units. Our split systems offer the highest efficiency available while reducing energy bills and maximizing comfort. That's why Third Generation Plumbing trusts American standard air conditioning, built to last, made to perform. Whether it's a new install or an emergency repair, our family-owned team brings 3 generations of trusted service to your home, now with the unmatched reliability of American standard. Plumbing or cooling, we've got Tampa covered. Call Third Generation Plumbing today, 813-961-8024, or go to thirdgenerationplumbing.com. And we also do AC.
Ciao, Paolo Tini here, owner of Caffè Paradiso, voted number 3 People's Choice Award on Open Table. I want to thank all our loyal family of customers that have been enjoying our great traditional Italian dishes. we make from scratch every day. It's a great family story we're proud of. Our family moved from Rimini, Italy in 1984. My dad, Caesar, started Donatello, and that's where I got the start in the restaurant business. I started Caffè Paradiso on South McDill in 1995, and we've been there ever since. From our traditional ossobuco, a veal slow roast for 4 hours, to our daily fresh catch, the Gruppo Paradiso, with a piccata sauce and lobster claw meat, homemade pasta like lasagna, farfalle salchicha, which is a bow tie pasta homemade with fresh sausage. Hold on a minute, JP's favorite. I love it. So come and have a glass of wine with me on South McDill. Get a reservation on Open Table and see all our 5-star reviews. Ciao, see you soon at Paradiso.
Let's go. Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show, brought to you by Third Generation Plumbing and American Standard Air Conditioning. If you're looking to get a new AC unit, American Standard is the standard, and highest efficiency will lower your bills as well. Terrific units, the American Standard, and of course, Third Generation Plumbing is the place to go to get it installed. They'll give you the best prices and a free 1-year maintenance agreement. So there you go. Get that from the great folks at thirdgenerationplumbing.com. That's where you can find them, thirdgenerationplumbing.com, and get your American Standard air conditioning unit right now. They got the best in the business. All right, so I wanted to do a little college football here. So over the weekend, Barstool Gruden, John Gruden, came out and said he wants to coach in the SEC, baby. It just matters more, okay? Jiminy Christmas. So, yeah. And then Gator fans went bananas on Twitter. What was the exact quote, Nick? Do you have it?
Yeah, I'm pulling it up here. This is how he was. This came about because he went to go visit Georgia. And he said, the only reason why I really came here is because I want to coach again. I'm being honest with you. I do not bullshit either. I want to coach again. I die to coach in the SEC. I would love it. I would effing love it. I'll let you guys know this. What I know about the SEC is it's getting harder. The SEC is getting harder. They tell me Texas in the SEC. They tell me Oklahoma's in the SEC. And then blank damn. That was his full quote.
Yeah. So he did a little talk at Georgia, a little inspirational.
Yeah, he did his thing at Georgia, yeah.
How do you think Gruden would handle today's college football atmosphere? Now, we all know that he had no tolerance for young, dumb players. Like, he wanted vets everywhere. He brought in every old Charlie Garner, past his prime, Jerry Rice, Tim Brown he could find. Remember that? Like, he did not suffer young players, young quarterbacks. Chris Sims would tell you all about that. So how's he going to work with these kids?
I mean, I feel like he's got now. Basically, we're just going off of how active he is on social media and YouTube and everything. Now
they love him.
Kids it just seems like he's got great energy to it. Like there's a lot of energy, just like basically just flowing out of the dude. And I guess you could say that's always been the case, but it feels like it's even amped up now. So I don't know. I mean, do you feel like he has a better shot in college or the NFL if he were to come back?
I don't know. The NFL, I think, might be a tough ask because, I mean, you can go read the emails, and they are what they are. Forgiveness is given. Everybody makes mistakes. All that stuff. But they're still there to be read.
Right. And there's the lawsuit too, I believe.
Yeah,
part of that.
How does he recruit? Players. I don't know.
Can Bill Belichick serve as a test run? Is there any similarities in those two that you think can serve as a trial run?
I see no similarities between Gruden and Belichick. Their coaching styles are different. I just don't see it.
I can tell you this: if there was an SEC school that would do it, I don't know why, but Arkansas, I could absolutely see. Like, I don't think it's going to be one of the top SEC schools in this hypothetical world we're living in. I could see Arkansas absolutely.
Well, the one thing about Gruden is obviously his notoriety is off the charts, completely off the charts. So, in the world of NIL and raising money and marketing, yeah, and I'm sure Barstool would back him, with a few $1 million for the NIL. They wanted a player. They've shown to do that. So I think that's a plus. That's a big plus. I mean, that's a thing. And look what it's done for Colorado from a money standpoint. I mean, there was nobody going to their games. I mean, I think I saw that where there's 130 or some $40 million more in revenue that came into Colorado in the past 2 years than the years before, like just in terms of sponsorships, premium ticketing, all that stuff. I mean, like a Mississippi State or an Arkansas, or a Vanderbilt, one of those teams that's kind of in the league but kind of underserved. Yeah. I mean, who else are you going to bring in? He would bring some juice. That's for damn sure. I don't know how successful he would be in terms of coaching the players or how much patience he would have with some of these kids. I'm guessing not much. But in terms of the notoriety and I mean, good God, the amount of social media. I mean, he plays that game really, really well. He is crushing it in the social media game. So, and that's a huge part of recruiting. It's a huge part of NIL. It's a huge part of raising money. Now, will he be able to suffer the boosters? No. No. You think he wants to be out there shaking hands with Yahoo Jack and Hillbilly Bobby? No, I don't think he does. I really don't think he does. And, and Belichick, I don't think is doing that either.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't think. Yeah.
All I know is it's going to be 2040, and we're still going to be doing groomers. Like, this is just never going to go away. We're always going to be speculating. That's what they've always been called, the groomers. We're always going to be speculating on where John Gruden's next coaching stop is going to be. And you know what? I bet it never happens.
Listen, USF vetted Gruden. And I was told it went nowhere. So, but that's different. That's different administrations, different. I think that's when Rhea Law was the president. Having a female president, I don't know. I like John, and I think it would be huge notoriety. It would be, it would be Deion-esque. Let's just be honest. It would be Deion-esque. And that is you can argue all you want that they're not competitive against top 25, blah, 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 blah. That he has completely transformed the Colorado program. That thing was nobody cared. Nobody cared. And now they're filling the stadium. Their ratings are through the roof, although definitely came back to earth last year. So, yeah, as opposed to hiring another, I don't know. What's that guy's name that's there right now at Arkansas?
Sam Pittman.
Yeah. I mean, did he move the needle? Good dude. They've been competitive, but I don't know. And I don't know. Maybe Arkansas sold out every week anyway. Maybe they got tons of sponsors. I don't know. But from a national perspective, it would put a whole new spotlight on an Arkansas or a Mississippi State if Gruden goes there. So for that reason alone, I think I'd be in. If I'm an administrator there, it's becoming more and more professional all the time. Go get him a general manager to do all the recruiting and all that stuff. I mean, listen, has he been a super successful coach? He won a Super Bowl with a great defense and definitely gave that team the juice to put him over the top. No question about it.
It's been a long time, though.
It's been a long time. And the rest of it has been pretty mid, right?
He's got to be, an under 500 coach since then in total?
Danny, research department, Gruden's record post-2002 in the NFL after the Super Bowl.
It's either right there or at 500.
Used to be Nicky numbers. That used to be your job. Now it's Danny's job.
Yeah, well, we all have new roles. New roles.
Absolutely. Daddy.
Hey, I've been giving you numbers. I gave you, you know what? You guys are done getting numbers from me. I gave you numbers today, and the comment section hated it. So you get no numbers. You get nothing.
117 and 112 after 2004.
Yeah, there you go.
117, 112. So, kind of meh. Yeah. And his offense is the misnomer is he's been this great offensive coach. Nope. Just the numbers don't.
No. Don't if I was doing the Gruden thing in 2025 or 2026, whatever it would be, I tell you what, I would force him to have an offensive coordinator. There's no way I'm letting him call plays. No way.
Yeah, but that's what he wants to do.
We did actually have
Zebra right. Y2 banana.
I don't even know if anybody even knows what these plays are. But speaking of college football, we have an actual AP poll that was just released today.
Yes, the Florida Gators are ranked for the first time in the Billy Napier era.
Yeah, number 15.
Oh,
that's high.
That's high.
That's really high.
That's high.
I got to be honest. Like, I'm bullish on the Gators, but 15. Whew. And I looked at it. By the way, they play, if you look at the AP poll, the Gators play number 1, number 5, number 9, 10, 19, 21, and 24 this year.
Woo. Texas is 1, followed by Penn State. Ohio State is 3. Clemson is 4. The ACC is back, baby.
My number 1 team right there, Clemson.
I got Clemson winning the national championship. Georgia is number 5. Notre Dame, a quasi ACC team. So you got 2 quasi. We got a bona fide and a quasi ACC team in the top 6. Oregon is 7. Alabama is 8. Of course, they'll fall out of the poll when they're beaten by Florida State on August 3rd. LSU is in at 9. They'll lose their opener, as they always do, especially when they play Florida State. Miami is 10. So you have 3 ACC teams in the top 10, if you count Notre Dame. And they're kind of an ACC.
Well, you might as well just stop there looking for the ACC teams after that.
Yeah, we're done.
Just kidding. You got it. SMU's got it. SMU's in there, but
yeah, that's right. SMU's at 16.
Yeah.
So how many SEC teams you got in there? Texas
10.
That still don't even count SEC.
There are 10. I got the whole thing. There's 10.
Texas 1,
10 SEC.
2 Georgia, Alabama 3, LSU 4. So 4 in the top 10. The ACC has 3. I'm just taking Notre Dame. Just taking them. Arizona State is 11. Illinois is 12. Wow, Illinois is 12?
Yeah, a lot of people high on the Illini this year.
Wow. South Carolina 13. Michigan 14. Florida comes in at 15. They're one DJ Lagway injury away from being.
He's already hurt right now. He's not practicing.
No, he came back. Did he get hurt again?
No, but I mean, he's dealing with that ankle thing, no?
The calf injury.
Calf injury, yeah.
But I thought he came back.
Maybe, but something to monitor.
SMU is 16. Interesting. Kansas State 17. Oklahoma is 18.
Yeah,
Texas A&M 19.
Just ranking teams there based on logos, clearly.
Yeah, clearly. Indiana's 20. Ole Miss 21. Indiana, for God's sakes. Like, I see some of these teams, I'm like, Florida State's not better than Indiana at football. Are you
they're not.
I know. It's just how
Although
far
one of Florida State's
fallen.
wins came against Indiana's quarterback, though, this year from last year.
Oh, is the Cal guy go to Indiana?
The Cal guy, Fernando Mendoza. He is now the quarterback in Indiana.
Interesting. He wasn't that great. He lost to Florida State, for God's sakes.
He was okay.
Ole Miss is 21. Iowa State, Rocco's 22. Texas Tech and all their NIL money is 23. Tennessee Volunteers are 24. And Boise State's at 25. And they will open where? At USF.
You'll be glad to know that your Florida State Seminoles got a vote.
We did. We got a vote?
Yeah, but so did Louisiana Lafayette. So don't get too excited.
So did Colorado. No, Florida State got 8 votes.
Oh, they got 8?
They got 8.
Interesting.
Who's smoking what? Behind James Madison. Holy shizbang. We're behind James Madison in Toledo. Teams ahead of Florida State. We're coming up 2-10. Why shouldn't they be? James Madison, Toledo, UNLV, Tulane, for God's sakes. If it's James Madison's not a God's sakes. Good God. And Indiana. Holy Jesus. That's not cool. But, all right, turn it around, boys. Get out there and turn it around. We'll see. I have no idea. And we had a great college football preview section last week with the Burnham brothers on Friday. If you missed that, go back and check it out. We need to actually I'll republish that today, and we'll get it out as a standalone because it was really, really good. We went through all the Florida schools. We did like a bunch of. So if you want to just catch up on all of it, that'd be a great one to do. All right, couple more comments if we can. John Hill says the question is, JP, could the Rays Morel make the Savannah Bananas roster? I'd say no. I'd say that's a hard no. It doesn't seem like he'd be a very entertaining dude. I don't know.
Well, he's a hype man for Junior.
Yeah, I guess that's it. He's on the roster because Junior likes him. Is that it?
I mean, if you just played him against righties, like I said, he would be an average big leaguer. But
at 237 is not average. Sorry.
His OPS plus was 106. That's north of average.
706.
No,
what
his
is it?
OPS plus his OPS plus was 106. 100 is average, so he is north of average.
Against righties.
Against righties. Against lefties, he's horrible.
All right. Anything else on here? Who plays shortstop if Hassan Kim and Walls is out? Who does? Who does? Carson Williams comes up, but nobody on the major league roster.
They'd find a way to get Tristan Gray out there.
Tristan Gray. Brandon Weed said we get Morel in the 4 spot, backing up Brandon Lau and Yandy. DFA the guy, please, Cash. I know. For reals. Mike Stover says Kevin Cash should be fired. Scott Rasnick says, who is in Durham that could play? Well, Carson Williams, we mentioned him. Trey Morgan, first base outfielder. Everson Pereira, who we got from the Yankees. I'd like to see him up here. Dominic Keegan, catcher. Carson Williams. So, yeah.
You mentioned Bob Seymour, who leads all of the minors in home runs.
Yeah, Bob Seymour. Well, why isn't he? Why can't we see him?
I mean, I guess I don't know. They don't have a spot for him, apparently. But he got 30 home runs in AAA.
Got to get Tristan Peters in there. What does he play? Seymour plays what? First base?
I think he's a first baseman, yeah.
So Yanni moves to DH. Okay. Aranda's on the injured list. So, all right. So Jen, was it Palau? The new Palau? Mm-hmm. The new female umpire. She umpired her first game behind the plate, and she had 14 missed calls, which is about a 90% ratio. And the league average is 92%. So not too bad.
So what's the big deal? I saw she was getting a lot of flack on at least social media for her calls. I think it's because the first one of the game was a horrible call.
Was it really?
The first throw, the first pitch of the game was at least a foot or two inside.
No,
and
not
she
a
missed
foot.
it. Maybe not a foot, but
Not
it
a
was
foot.
it was obviously a ball and it was called a strike, and everybody was just running with that clip.
Come on.
Because it's what they do. But I don't understand why people were so outraged about this.
The average is 92 when she was at 90 in her first game. That's not too
newsflash. Outside of a handful of umpires out there, none of them are good.
Yeah.
None of them.
Yeah.
And that's why we're going to have ABS next year.
Yeah. So, anyway, that's not too bad. But I wouldn't argue with her if I'm a manager because as we all know, you ain't winning an argument with a woman ever, especially in baseball. Do you think managers would be less likely to come out of the dugout and yell in their face if it's a woman? I kind of think so. Don't you think?
I mean, because
you want to get tossed? Do you want to get tossed?
At some point, you'd probably look at yourself and go, "Why am I arguing with a woman? Why am I yelling at a woman right now over balls?"
Right, that's what I'm saying. It would feel weird.
Right.
It would feel weird. That's not that would feel weird. And what if she comes back at you, gets up? Can you imagine Earl Weaver kicking dirt on her, going nose to nose, doing the spittle thing with a woman? No, I can't. I cannot see that. I don't want to see that. I can't see it. You guys mind your manners, boys. Do not argue with her. Pat Pat says, do we need to start questioning Neander's job performance at this point and how some of those trades have gone? No, I think he's still on the positive side by quite a bit. Don't you?
Yeah, and I think a lot of people like this started this weekend because they got a chance to see Randy, and Randy's having a really good season in Seattle. Mm-hmm. But again, Randy from midway 2023 onward in his Rays career was not really good at all. Like, I don't know, like just because he's great in another uniform, I think that just makes everybody go, oh, see, they shouldn't have gotten rid of him. But I care more about what he was doing here. I mean, that's the way I always view trades.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you have to look at it because it's different places, different settings, different cultures. Do you fit in?
Right.
It's all part of it. Yeezy says, Nick's still in the Stu mindset, LOL. New ownership won't be penny pinching and will pay HSK 16 for a year. Yes, that's the point. $16 million for a gold glove all-star, not all-star, a gold glove infielder who can play second, third, and short at a very high level and has a really good bat. Yeah, that's $16 million. That's not a big deal. And I keep Taylor Walls as well. I think you can put and again, Hassan Kim plays 145, 150 games a year if he stays healthy. So you can always find a spot for him because he's got the versatility. That's more, it means more. All right, we'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll get to the rest of your comments. And my good friend Crypto Matt is what we like to call him. If you know nothing about crypto, stick around. We're going to find out a little bit about crypto, and we're going to tell you about Green Dildo Coin. We're going to tell you about Fart Coin. We're going to tell you about all these meme coins. Nick's like, what the hell are we talking about? Well, you're going to find out. Didn't you always want to know how the hell this works? It's pretty bizarre. So we'll do that when we come back. We're brought to you by the great folks at Riveters, the official bar and grill of the JP Peterson Show. Always great to see them. And we'll be out there for UFC coming up. And we've got football season coming up, which is the official Gator bar, by the way, is our Riveters. Yes, they are the official bar of all you Gator fans as well. So that's going to be an absolute hoot. Riveters on a college football Saturday. FSU people, you can go there too, though. We love Riveters, and I will be there watching college football at Riveters. Great food, great staff, great place. Riveters, back at 3. Although it may seem tempting to go without healthcare insurance, the financial risk far outweighs the gain you may experience. For example, did you know if you simply broke your leg, it could cost you nearly $7,500? Put on top of that a hospital stay, you could be looking at $10,000 to $15,000. Ensuring that you don't go uncovered is so important, as according to CNBC, high medical bills are the highest contributing factor to why Americans end up taking money out of their retirement savings, or worse, find themselves filing bankruptcy. So go to don'tgouncovered.com or call 800-669-1505. Now, depending on your income, you can get plans for zero premium. Our experts will guide you through the process effortlessly. They will shop many plans and find the one that's right for you. I called and I have full health coverage through Florida Blue for zero monthly premium. It's a free call. So why go uncovered? It's a huge risk. Go to don'tgouncovered.com or call 800-669-1505. That's 800-669-1505. Hey, JP here for my concierge medical professional, Chris Lugo, PA. You've heard him on the show for a couple of years where he shares invaluable medical, nutritional, and supplement advice. With Chris, it's like having a medical provider as your best friend. What I love about this concierge service is the convenience and support he offers. I can text or call him 24/7 with any questions or concerns, and he'll promptly call in a prescription if needed. No office visits or copays required. It gives me peace of mind knowing I have someone genuinely invested in my health, not just focused on insurance profits. And the best part, the Bay Area Modern Medical Center's personal concierge service is more affordable than you might think. Don't let insurance companies dictate your health care. Take control of your health and wellness today. Visit BAMMC.com for more information and to schedule your initial free consultation. Empower yourself and take charge of your personal health with BAMMC.com. Spring means a time of renewal and Rays baseball, and the folks at Italiano Insurance want to welcome the Rays to Tampa and remind you it's time to renew those insurance policies with the now famous Italiano Insurance Checkup. Let the experienced and friendly agents shop your policy for the best price and coverage. Famous for saving me over $1,000 on our auto insurance last year and over $500 on our homeowners. Now that's a grand slam. Might as well get a double play by adding flood insurance and business insurance to your portfolio. Costs less than you think, and trust me, you do not want to risk your home or personal wealth. That's a big whiff. So step up to the plate and call 813-877-7799 and chat with the all-star agents at Italiano Insurance. 813-877-7799 or go to ItalianoInsurance.com. Go Rays!
Let's go! Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show, brought to you by the folks at Third Generation Plumbing and Cafe Paradiso. Third on Open Table's list of favorite restaurants from the reviews. So check it out. Great place to take your honey for a romantic date. I was in there the other night, and there was a JP Peterson Show fan that came in there for their birthday. How about that? And they had a fabulous time. So head on over to Cafe Paradiso and get great traditional Italian food, fantastic wine, the best service in the business right there on South McDill. Cafe Paradiso. All right. I want to welcome in a good friend of mine. We like to call him Crypto Matt O'Neill. He knows. You had to wear your UM stuff, didn't you? You had to go with the U stuff.
Little bit of a troll, right?
It's all good, partner. You guys are
hey, we're a couple weeks out from college football, so I think we're all antsy at this point.
You guys are ranked 10th. Come on, dog. You ain't 10th.
I think it's a little premature, but we'll see.
Okay, all right. Good luck. I won't be going down there to watch CFSU get there. That's all good.
No.
All right. So when I heard this story about green dildo coin, first of all, for you guys who don't know, this was the reason they were throwing, or one of the reasons these idiots were throwing green dildos on the WNBA court to get noticed. So, and then I heard it was a scheme for a meme coin. So, of course, I had to call you, Crypto Matt, and say, explain this to me. And did I hear it tripled? Did it go 3x?
So yeah, the meme behind green dildo obviously it has to do with the WNBA schemes for people throwing dildos onto the court, but it honestly, like other meme coins that turn into kind of a cultish vibe, it's all about community and culture. And again, there's people shout Matt Rife, the big comedian. There's a lot of celebrities that are already entering the green dildo community that are really starting to push it hard. And honestly, again, there's no intrinsic value attached to these meme coins, but it's really it's like when we had the AMC and GameStop rush. That's what I compare it to for the mainstream. It's really a culture thing. It's really people building up this token or building up this meme behind a narrative that is built like again, the WNBA thing is a pretty good narrative, and people are really taking to it right now and think it's funny. So again, that turns into value, into a token, and it turns into money for people in the space. So it's really a fascinating way of making money, but everything follows Bitcoin. Everything follows the big boys. So, but
well, listen, you're not going to escape the snarky Petermans that watch this show. And someone has already put up Thomas Casper. Matt is pushing dildo. No, he's not pushing dildo.
And by no means,
do I have any green dildo in my crypto account? That's all I need to know.
I bought you a little as a funny today.
I'm a green dildo holder.
Again, crypto trading is all about it's all about timing. So when you asked me the other day, buy me a little dildo, it was peaking. It was hyped up at the 25 million market cap range. I bought a little bit for you today when it just touched like 8 million market cap. So you bought it on the retrace.
Nice.
But yeah,
nice.
No, again, a lot of these tokens don't last more than a month, 2 months. But again, the ones that there's a big token called Fartcoin right now that's over $1 billion market cap. I mean, Fartcoin is crossing the market cap of Aston Martin, Hertz rental car. Like, I mean, real companies that have been around for 20, 30, 40 years.
Holy crap.
So,
and their total value.
Yeah, exactly. So
Fartcoin is worth more than Aston Martin.
Worth more than Aston Martin currently. So it's amazing, and people wrapping their head around this is insane to people. But in a few years from now, a lot of these big meme coins are going to be used in real life. You're going to be able to buy an Aston Martin with Fartcoin. You're going to be able to buy it with Dog with Hat or Pepe or Doge. So I guess the thing I try to tell people is I'm not trying to tell you to dive deep into crypto trading, but at least start trying to pick up a little bit of knowledge, because I think the way it's going, the way this administration is pushing crypto, we're going to be using it in everyday life very shortly. The banks are picking it up, so it's definitely something to look at if people haven't.
But the meme coins in general are. Yeah. I think this is it's exactly what you said. Don't try to put any real value to it. There's no business. There's no business modeling or economics or returns or stock. None of that. It's just, hey, I think I want to buy something just because it becomes popular. So my question to you is, what's next? And are they going to continue to use sports platforms to get noticed? Because if you get noticed, right, that's a great way to do it. Do something weird on a sports platform, and people will start talking about your coin. What's next? Matt froze. See if he comes back. I knew I'd get him with that question. He's frozen. He's frozen solid. It's a good look for you, though, Matt. It's a good look for you. Oh, he's gone. See if he comes back.
Situation that happened with Hawk Tua. But I think there are a lot of good people that are pushing the real value of meme coins. And again, there are going to be a select few coins that are going to make it multi-cycle to the 4, 10, 15-year realm that we're going to be using in everyday life. So again, 90% of meme coins aren't going to last, but the top tokens are going to be used in everyday life.
So what's the biggest meme coin yet? The funniest one, the biggest one? Is it Fartcoin? Or were there others? I don't know if he can hear me. He's gone. All right. Well, that was that. All right. We'll see if he pops back in. But yeah, so if that's I couldn't understand it. I'm like, where's the value in the coin? He's like, just the name of it or just how it's being marketed. People think it's cool. And if you remember the GameStop thing, it was all about, putting it to the man. They were shorting the man was shorting the stocks. All the big hedge funds were shorting the stock. So the little guys wanted to get in there and just keep buying it, and it would go up in value. So that's kind of the way that works. So now these meme coins are all part of it too. So Matt, are you back? Can you hear me?
I'm back. Sorry.
One last question. You might not have heard. I asked it earlier. So now that this has happened to the WNBA, do you think it's going to happen to the NFL? Do you think somebody's going to do something, right?
Again, this is going to be more and more prevalent as honestly, by the end of this year, we're going to see it this season. We are going to see tokens and stuff being promoted in NFL lifestyle. Again, a lot of players are starting to take their salaries in Bitcoin right now. Saquon Barkley, Trevor Lawrence, Aaron Jones, Odell Beckham, they've already started to take Bitcoin as their salary. So it's definitely, I think it's a believer. And in this upcoming generation.
All right. We'll call it a day with crypto, Matt. That's it. Thank you, Matt. We'll try to. Obviously, he needs to buy some new Wi-Fi with that crypto. But all right, we'll just take that. All right, he's gone. All right, thank you, Matt. I'll try to get him back on. So, did you learn anything from that, Nick?
I mean, don't ask me to give you a summary. my mind kind of went in a loop there. It's such a bizarre thing that's happening.
Yeah.
It's very bizarre. Like the one, I don't even want to say the word. Like I'm not going to say the word, but the one object that was thrown was like just so out of left field. And now there's been 4 that have been thrown since or something like that. Crazy.
And every time another one hits the floor, the meme coin goes up. And Matt Rife is now the famous comedian is now holding a lot of green. And away it goes. I'm not saying this is the sign that the world is ending, but it's got to be pretty close. But like, the crypto's a thing. Like, crypto is a real thing, and people are making big money on it.
Listen, all I'm saying is I heard him saying that this could come to the NFL this year. Like,
it's coming to the NFL.
I'm okay with a duck from the Hillsborough River interrupting my football game. It's something cool and everything. And
yeah, that's funny.
I don't know about it.
I think there was a duck meme coin. This was a meme coin made from that duck.
Oh,
if I'm not mistaken, and I don't know what it did, but yeah,
interesting. So, I don't know how I feel though about my NFL getting interrupted by a flying.
Well, it's going to get old really quick. That's the whole thing. It's going to get old really quick. But it's, let's see how creative is it going to be? How creative is it going to be? And, there's something, obviously with the WNBA and that there's something a little bit insulting about it and, edgy. And so that's all part of it.
It's
right?
1,000% a terrible look to be doing that at a WNBA game, to be throwing that at a bunch of females playing basketball.
Idiots. But then when I heard that it was connected to the meme coin, I'm like, okay, so this is something that's going to be happening. So let's find out about it and talk about it so people know and understand why. And there's, and I think the more you try to understand, like, where's the value? It's kind of like NFTs. Remember the NFTs, how that was big for a while? Like, somebody, I'm going to own a video, but you're not going to have the copyright rights. So you're not actually going to make video, but you can say, oh, I own the actual official video of Kerry Strug's Olympic performance. Okay, whoop-de-doo. I can still go to YouTube and see it anytime I want. So it's just, that was weird. Like, where's the value? Well, there is no real value in this other than what somebody's going to pay for it. And if somebody wants, hey, I want to get 10 fart coins, because I own, and then somebody else wants to do it. And then somebody else wants to do it. And that's the value in it, which is weird. All right. So one thing we didn't touch on, you were mentioning Jimbo Fisher did a podcast with Freddie Stevenson, his old center, played center for him, I think, at FSU.
He was a fullback, right? I thought he was a fullback.
Is it fullback? Fullback. Okay, fullback. I'm thinking of another one. So there's, and he said he wanted to come back and coach in college football. And so immediately people were connecting him to Florida State. That ship has sailed. I don't think Jimbo Fisher is ever coming back to FSU. No matter how bad it gets with Mike Norvell, there's other choices. I went through the mentions and the comments, and I would say it was 85% FSU fans were like, no, thank you. Take your Christmas tree and shove it up your ass, Jimbo. No, we're not. We want no part of you. And again, I don't either, because he quit coaching. He quit recruiting, told his staff to stop recruiting, and he stopped doing game plans, new game plans. A former player told me that was playing on that team. Yeah. So in late September, when he already had his deal done with Texas A&M. Now, listen, his big beef with FSU was with the administration, which was incompetent and inept. So I agree with him there.
Yeah, and the facilities and all that stuff.
Yeah, he was right about the facilities. He was 100% right. But the way he went about it really pissed a lot of people off. And you can't go about it that way. You just can't be an a-hole to everybody that you work with. And not only that, but when you quit on your team, that affects the team 2 and 3 years down the road because you stop recruiting, that's bullshit. And you can't come. I can forgive you for a lot of things, but you can't come back and be my coach after you did that while you were getting paid. That's ridiculous. That's petty. That's childish, and it shows a lack of character, quite frankly. And I've never liked his coaching style, the way he handles his quarterbacks on the field. I think I don't think it's professional, and I don't think it works. And I think that's clear. So it's as great as a mind that Jimbo is in terms of being a coach. I think he's not a good coach because he doesn't know how to build relationships with people and players. And that's I
think it's unfair to say he's not a good coach. I mean, he's got a great resume. I know everybody wants to laugh at what happened at A&M, but it wasn't all bad there. It wasn't all bad. I mean, they went like 11-1 in 2020, could have made the playoff. Like, it wasn't all bad.
Well, listen, if he wants to go coach Arkansas or Wisconsin, great.
Yeah, I'll say this.
He ain't coming back to FSU ever.
The only reason why I floated it out there that there was maybe a maybe a stronger than 0% chance. Now, I'm not saying there was like, oh, there's like an 80%. No, I meant like maybe there was a stronger than 0 chance that it could happen. And I could see it because it's the world of college football. And I don't know if you've been paying attention this offseason, but it's reunion season. Rich Rod is back at West Virginia. Woo. Scott Frost is back at UCF. We are getting the bands back together in college football. So I don't know, but Let's say
how it goes.
I will say this. I am with you that the way Jimbo went about his exit from FSU, I think fans have a right to gripe about that. I don't think Jimbo was wrong in getting out when he did. I really don't. And I think that ESPN article from 2020 or 2021 that was really thorough about what the challenges that he was facing with the administration there and the administration and him going at it and all the things that he wanted because he saw the writing on the wall. He looked at what Clemson was doing and said, hey, we got to get on this. We got to get on this now, or we're going to get left behind. He was 1,000% right. And I think everything that happened after his exit proved that he was right. And I just wish at some point, Jimbo Fisher has been around Tallahassee, it seems, a little bit more lately. Mm-hmm. He seems to be trying to get himself involved again a little bit with the university and sort of makeup and mend fences and all that. And I just hope that one day people can start to look at his tenure at Florida State and instead of focusing on the way he exited, sort of celebrate what he did, because what he did at Florida State was no joke. And the uncomfortable part that people don't like to talk about is for the last 7 or 8 years of Bobby Bowden's tenure at Florida State, the standard slipped.
It wasn't great.
Big time. I mean, they were winning 7 games, 8 games,
lost to Wake
9
Forest,
games.
30-0.
Yeah, and listen, Florida State would love to be winning 7, 8, 9 games at this point, but back then, winning 7, 8, and 9 games was just simply not good enough. Recruiting had slipped, and Bobby had to go. And Jimbo came in, and within 3 years, they won a national championship. They won Orange Bowls, they went to Peach Bowls, they did all that stuff. So I wish at some point Florida State fans can look back at his tenure and at least say, look at what he gave us. And look at, at the end of the day, he won a national championship for the school.
Yeah. It's not like Urban Meyer does, but pretty close. It's pretty close. I mean, you can't, if you exit like that, that matters. It matters. As you say, I listen, we welcome you back with your championship team. You will always be a champion. We thank you for that. But I have no interest in him coaching our
maybe
team.
Not coaching. I'm just saying at some point getting back in the good graces with the university and everything. I think that's possible and should happen. I mean, hell, Rick Pitino was just introduced to the Kentucky crowd this past season, and he left to go coach Louisville. I mean, I don't know.
I'm okay with that. By the way, coach is on the hot seat according to the AP. Brent Venables at Oklahoma. I think that's fair. 3 seasons, 6-7. And 2 6-7 teams, and the 2023 team was pretty good. 0-3 in bowl games. Hugh Freeze, 2 7-loss seasons there in Auburn. That ain't gonna fly. Sam Pittman at Arkansas. They were 9-4 in 2021, but 30-31 overall. I mean, it's Arkansas. Billy Napier at Florida, they say, is on the chopping block. I don't know.
What does Billy Napier have to do, you think? I mean, this is because they just got ranked 15. And I mean, I personally hate ranking teams before the season starts.
Yeah,
it creates these because now Florida,
top 10 last year.
Because now Florida's ranked 15. And guess what? The expectation is now they need to compete for the playoff. And everybody's got this idea in their head that DJ Lagway is one of the best quarterbacks in college football. And I'm not saying he won't be or can't be, but there seems to be there needs to be a little bit of a pump the brakes. If Florida walks out and wins 9 games this year,
that's a huge.
Are we going to call that a disappointment?
No. If they go 8-5 and 4-4 in the SEC, I think it's a decent year.
Right. That's the way I view it. I just don't want to see a scenario where everybody goes, oh, well, they were ranked 15 to start the season and they should have made the playoff, but they only won 9 games. 9 games to me would be outstanding for Florida this year.
Luke Fickell at Wisconsin is on the hot seat. Lincoln Riley at USC. Getting honorable mention is Kalen DeBoer. Oklahoma State's Mike Gundy. Mike Norvell. Yeah, I think that's all fair. Yeah. Norvell, though, is going to have, $50 million left on his contract after this year?
Yeah.
We shall see. Rick says JP hides his crypto dildo in his treasure chest.
I really don't want to hear more about that.
You don't want to hear more about that?
I don't want to know what is in your treasure chest.
Why are securities regulated by SEC and FINRA's 7th license? I don't know. It's real. Scott Fitzgerald has Uranus meme coin. Uranus meme coin to the boon. Hey, listen, Mike H says, JP, I'm glad you brought this to our attention. See, there you go. Michael LaRue says, Jimbo was 45 and 25 at A&M. He was 27 and 21 in conference play. That's not bad. I thought it was worse than that, TBH. But it goes to show you, he's just not, his bedside manner is terrible. And that matters in college football, especially in Texas. You got to schmooze or you lose.
I think his biggest issue is he was trying to be too much like Nick Saban, and he's not Nick Saban.
Agreed. We can agree on that one. All right, that'll do it for today. Thank you guys for joining us. Big thanks to Riveters, Italiano Insurance, Gold and Diamond Source. Don't go uncovered.com, by the way. If you're looking for health insurance, they can find you something maybe a little less expensive, maybe better. Don't go uncovered.com. And, of course, great folks at Genesis of Tampa, the new dealership. We love them and their new VIP valet service. Check that out. When you need service, they'll come get you and bring your car back to you. That's pretty cool. And the Kingmakers, where this show is emanating from. Have a great day, everybody. Go Rays. We'll talk to you tomorrow.